Welcome, everybody. Thank you for attending this webinar today. It's basically the title of the webinar is a 90-day promotion plan. We had been asked by many of our customers to set up a different type of marketing plan for the RX Mobility mobile app. And as we developed this marketing plan, we increasingly found out that it would actually be a very good basis to promote the pharmacy business as well. So the content I'm going to use is based on RX Mobility content. But what you can actually do to promote your business is use these techniques with different content to promote also your business. So I'll just start and talk a little bit about the media kit that we developed. So, from you, most of the people attending this are our customers, but from your feedback, we've been asked to create various marketing assets or media kit to support the promotion of the mobile app to your patients. So patients got to know that the app exists. Patients got to know the value prop exists, what the value proposition is. And the same is sort of true of a compounding pharmacy. They got to understand that you exist as a compounding pharmacy, and they got to understand what the value proposition is for a compounding pharmacy. And that's what this whole sort of 90-day promotion plan is all about. And so let's just work through this. The media kit is something that we created based on your feedback. There's different types of assets in the media kit. There's in-store and mailing materials. So there's a letter item that you can print locally. There's rack card, business card, video, QR tags, mostly which you can print. Then there's some stuff for your website. The website's really important, and we're going to focus on it a little bit today. Things like, again, video, badges, icons, app description. There's a refill form that you can incorporate as well. And then there's the social content, and there's things like Facebook ads, YouTube banner, and other things, and we're going to talk about those. So that's the media kit. That gets circulated to you a couple of weeks before we get the app released on Apple or on Google. And again, if you're applying this to other parts of your business or to your pharmacy per se, this is sort of the media kit that you'd need for that campaign. So the month one goals, and month one is the harder month because it's about setting things up. And once it's done, though, it becomes relatively automatic. So goal one, get your online and in-store marketing channels set up. That's the first thing to do. Goal two is get high-value customers on board. Goal three is to review your lab's workflow. And goal four is verify PK Compounder RX. And everything's operating to your satisfaction. Scripts are arriving in your to-do list. Messages are being sent to patients as you would expect, things like that. So that's the goal for month one. I am going to concentrate mainly on the goals related to the setup and the promotion, and not so much about verifying the lab's workflow and on the PK Compounder RX and how it's operating. So first thing, set up all your in-store display materials from your pack. Print the QR code cards, print the letter page, print the business cards, print the 2 rack cards, place them at the point of sale, and add the video from your media pack into your in-store display. Get ready for mailing. Have the items that you want to mail out with shipments. Have them ready for bag stuffing at the dispensing station. If you do deliveries, give stuff to the driver, train them up and get them up to speed on what this is all about. That's sort of the physical things. But more on the digital channels then, and that's really where I'm going to be focusing on for 80% of this. The first thing is to set up your website. The website has to have certain things, and all the information is there in the media kit for this. It has a description of the app. It has to have links to the app stores, video of the value proposition, images of the app, things like that. So that's the first thing. And any developer that you're dealing with, they'll be able to do this really quickly. Then to set up a Facebook business page. I'm going to concentrate on that quite a bit today. And Instagram. Instagram is now owned by Facebook, so they're quite linked in together, especially when it comes to actually boosting and promoting content. The two of them are separate default to operate together. I'll do a little bit on Twitter today, so you have to focus on set up a Twitter channel, set up a Snapchat account, increasingly for a younger demographic. It is important. Younger demographic, what I'm finding in the pharmacy business is they are least loyal, but equally they're the future. And the last thing to look at doing is to insert a Facebook tracking pixel on your website. And I'm going to talk about that in a little bit of detail. There's three things to have a look at in terms of your website to get it operational for this 90-day plan. First thing is to insert a Facebook tracking pixel on the site. And the Facebook tracking pixel is a very, very powerful thing. What it allows you to do is to analyze the relationship between your Facebook page and your website, and it allows you to create custom audiences based on, for example, anyone who's gone to your website in the last 30 days. So if that Facebook pixel is installed on your website, then Facebook knows that piece of information. So it's used to generate custom audiences. Really important. That's in week 1. And week 3, we suggest that you insert a user path text service pop-up. And again, what that is basically, it's a piece of code, a pop-up code that is on your website, and we use it for app download. So please download your app, and you send a text message to your patient, and they can click on text message, and it brings them to the App Store to download the app. That's in week 3. And in week 4, if you haven't already done this, we think it's really important that you have the email addresses and names of your patients or of your customers or potential customers. It's really a foundation of having a digital marketing campaign. So there's 3 small things that need to be done to the website, and rather than, I'm phasing them in over 4 weeks, you know that up front these are 3 things that we recommend. Again, you don't have to do them all, but these are our recommendations at that point. So you can tell the developer you want to have 3 things done and get them to quote for it up front. So the example of assuming that your Facebook page is set up, and a Facebook business page really is a page which describes your business. And you get the Facebook page set up, and you want to just do a post. The post is here: I've saved time with the new PWRX compounding pharmacy mobile app. Refills on the go, reimbursement with special offers, medication refill reminders. So that sort of a post goes into Facebook and onto Twitter. And you link it with tags which are related to the locations that you serve, pharmacy names, treatments you cover, illnesses, conditions, products you sell, and maybe other related tags that people might search for which are related to your business. Instagram, Twitter, and now Facebook are actually using tags for search and retrieval of information. So it's important to get it right. Twitter has a limit of 140 characters, but the other platforms do not. So they are very useful to actually set these tags up. So let's just have a quick look at that piece of the plan and just look at doing that really quickly. I have got some stuff pre-prepared here, and I'm just going to put it in here, copy and paste it. So save time with new PWX compounding pharmacy app. I'm going to go to my Twitter account that we have. I'm going to post that, get all the hashtags in. I'm going to upload an image. I'm going to take this app engagement image. Again, this image is in your media kit, and I'm going to tweet it out. Done. And that's it. So Twitter may not be a great channel for the pharmacy industry. That's been our experience so far. But nonetheless, if people are using it, it gets your name out in front of them. So that's the Twitter side of it done, and it is that easy. And we've given you all of the content that you can do this in your media kit. On Facebook then, Facebook is a similar thing. We can write some content, and I've got it slightly longer here. I'm just going to copy and paste this because it's slightly longer. And I'm going to open up my Facebook. I'm going to write something as you would normally with a post. I'm going to upload an image. And again, I'm just going to pick the first one, the app installs image. I'm going to actually publish that. And you can see that now Facebook is picking up these tags as well. And these tags, if you click on them when they're actually active, it actually shows you a feed associated with those tags. So for everybody who's used, hashtag BHRT, then anything that comes up with BHRT in it is actually flagged and tagged by Facebook, and operates very similar way to Twitter where you'd know about it. So publish that, and it's done. And again, that's how quick it can be because all that content is there for you to actually just go ahead and do that. So that's the actual, that's the first thing to do is to start that. That's month 1, week 1. You get your channel set up, and you just put a post out there. You can do it on the same thing on Instagram and Snapchat. I'm not going to do that here, but you can do the same thing, set the same content up, and so on and so forth. Then it's YouTube, and we've previously done a more detailed webinar on YouTube. So I'm assuming, you know, you set up the YouTube channel. There's a bit more to it than setting up a YouTube channel, in that because you've got to connect your YouTube channel to your website in order to help with organic search on Google. So that's important. So there's a bit of setup involved. I'm not going to do that, but on previous webinars that we have gone through it, I think about April last year. You add the channel image from your media pack. This is the one on the right-hand side here is a channel image that we have for PWRX Pharmacy. And you upload the mobile app video from the pack. We generally have two videos that we've included there. One is the actual value proposition video. It's a 30-second video. And one is about what is compounding. Again, we'll just go in and do that real quick here. I'll open up YouTube, and I'm going to upload the PWRX Pharmacy app into our actual YouTube channel. So I'm just going to set that up now. So if I click on my videos, you can see my various videos there that I've uploaded, and you can see that we've actually set up the YouTube with a lot of different playlists, because we've got a lot of different content there, you know, marketing or compounding pharmacy, about RX mobility, other things, and we've got an awful lot of information there. So go on to Video Manager, and I'll just have a look here and click on the right-hand side, upload here, select files to upload, and again, we'll up into the media kit that we've given you, upload a video, and I'm just going to pick PWRX Pharmacy mobile app, open it, and that'll sort of upload in the background. I'm going to make it public, and that'll start uploading. A lot of things happening on my computer at the moment because I'm doing the webinar on a single machine, but it'll upload in the background. Maybe it didn't open that there again. Yeah. So there, it's uploading now. And again, I just take the tags and the content from my information here, and all of this is in your media kit. Copy and paste it back out, and then the thumbnails, tags. You can do the same type of tags in here. So we're based in this pretend pharmacy is based in Houston. You know, I can put in all these here, and Houston compounding pharmacy, and so on, whatever the tags are. I can add it to a playlist, and I've set up one called PWRX Compounding Pharmacy there. And as soon as it's ready, pick a thumbnail and publish, and that's done. And then YouTube, what they'll do is they give you a URL, and this is the URL, and that's the link that you can use that on your website or in other places to link into that YouTube video. So I'm just going to copy and paste that and put it into my Word document so I have it for later on. So back onto the slides again. The recommendation then is that once you've uploaded that video into YouTube, and it is quick, you can then upload the video to Facebook, and we do recommend, and this is something that's changing in the last number of months, but we do recommend that you upload it directly into Facebook. That way you get better traction with Facebook in terms of getting views. Also upload the video to Instagram, and then you can share a link to the YouTube video via Twitter and get that done. So that is the video component of month 1, week 2. And then moving on from there, in week 2, one of the things then just to move off digital a little bit and talk to customers within the store at the point of sale, have staff trained to ask if a customer has the app installed, mention the benefits of the app, use the point of sale rack card to help them install and explain what the app is. If they don't want to do it there and then, offer to include it as a bag stuffer when they're taking the script away from them. And also train staff on, you know what to do with the various content and when to do it at both the dispensing and, if you have delivery, then the delivery stations. One of the things that we have gotten feedback on that works really well is a competition incentive. Patients are reacting to competitions in 2 ways, and one of them I'll talk about towards the end of month 3. but create a competition in store to encourage people to download your mobile app. It could be pick a competition that works for your demographic, for your patients. Create a web page, a link on your web page with the information about the in-store competition, and include links to install the app. Post it to the competition to your Facebook page, save to Instagram, Twitter, and Snapchat. Remember the tags. So whatever the competition could be, it could be a promotional one, it could be, whatever you think will work for your business. Definitely to encourage engagement with the app, we recommend a discount, but I'm suggesting that towards month 3. But even up front, you could put a discount out there. Say the first script, download our app, first script is -5, minus 10% off. That would work very effectively as an incentive or a competition. So you recall at the start I was talking about that there would be 3 items that needs to be done on the website. And this is one of the other items, and it's basically a way of sending a link to the app via your website, but doing it in a really, really simple manner. And I've set it up, and I'm just going to show you what that looks like on our website. So obviously can't do it on yours, but I've got it done on RX Mobility. And let me just close down that. And I'm going to open up our website and to show you how our website looks. So this is the RX Mobility website. You may recognize it. And, the website is set up as, normal with certain things related to about PK integration, features, contact, blog, and then logging into the pharmacy portal. On the bottom right-hand side, we also have a help button. But this thing here, this little pop-up box here, is the item that we've created to help people download the app easily. And what you do is, there's a piece of text, you just copy and paste it, and you give it to your developer, and they put that onto your website, and this little box appears. And then your patients, when they're on their website, all they have to do is enter their cell phone number, and then the message can be customized, and the app can actually be sent the app link can be sent to that particular customer. And you get all the metrics associated with it. So here is the actual piece of code is what I'm highlighting here. Just copy and paste that and give it to your developer. And then it's as simple as working through on user paths. Choose layout, customize the information. So again, in the packs that I give you, there's the mobile download for Apple. Here's the download for Google for the PWRX one. And here's the actual text message setup. And that's it. That's all has to be done. And once that's done, you grab the code, go live, copy and paste it, give it to your developer, and that little item appears. So if you have 500 people visiting your website, then you can switch this thing on for, say 90 days. It's not that expensive to use. So let's say you have 1,000 visitors in the 90 days, and everybody downloaded the app link. I think this cost, it's free to sign up, and I think it's 10 cents a download. There's other plans, but I think it's 10 cents a download. So $100, and you'll have 1,000 people visit it, and that's what it'll cost you to actually get the app to be downloaded. Very useful tool, and you can see it looks really neat on our website, and it works very effectively. Plus, you get the analytics associated with it, and you get the information associated with who actually downloaded it, so you have their cell phone number. So that's something that we recommend that you also do in week 3 of the campaign. So that's user path. So are you ready to reach out to customers? We're on week 4. If you have a list of customers, now is the time to reach out to them and focus on the high-value customers first. We had this rule, the 80-20 rule. Pick 20% of patients that give you 80% of the revenue or 80% of profitability in your business. If you have postal addresses, send out the letter from the Media Kit. If you have email addresses, even better, email them directly with links. You can use tools like MailChimp or Campaign Monitor to manage and send your email newsletters. You could also send out an SMS text. If you already have the cell phone numbers of your patients, you can give them to us, and we'll actually send them out to up to 200 different customers. Let me know after this, and I can do that for you. That's a free service that we do. If you don't have a customer list, it's really important. I think you'll see later on in this webinar why it's so important. It's really, really important to start a customer list. And this is the third item that I said that should be done on the website. You know, in any way, shape, or form that you can grab email information from your customers, you know, do it at the point of sale, then input it into your email package. You can have a form on your website, and all of the main email packages, MailChimp, ActiveCampaign, Campaign Monitor, Constant Contact, they all have the ability to put a form on your website. And that form then will allows patients just to put in the details, and then you have that, and it gets automatically added to your email campaign. But make sure that you actually get all of that subscriber information and put them into an email list. It's really becoming increasingly important. And again, I'm just going to use the RX Mobility website to give you an idea of, you know, why that is so important. If you go back to our website, and I just go down, then, you know, we have a couple of different areas on our website where people can contact us. So they can request access to the mobile app. They can get an SMS on the right-hand side to the mobile app, or they can contact us about RX Mobility. And if they click on that page, then that form is they just fill out their name, email address, phone number, website, and please contact me. And I can reach out and contact that person and walk them through RX Mobility. Very, very important, and it's becoming increasingly important to have that email information. Like, it's ideal if you did in sort of an email, proactive background email campaign every month, maybe, just to keep your name there with your patients. But even if you don't have and don't intend to do that, it's good to have it for other reasons, and particularly when looking at paid promotion via Facebook. Towards the end of month one, then, one of the things to actually we would consider, you know, and it's something really short to do, and you could look at doing this on a weekly or monthly basis. Pick a topic, some inspirational words, but related to your business. 75 words, reads in 30 seconds. So something about 75 words, maybe even less, that's 30 seconds. Get an image from Google or Pinterest and post it onto your website and share it on all your social channels. And plan one of those posts every week or every month. Well, I've just pulled one here, and I'll just give you an example. Again, on our website, and I did it about BHRT. And I did it for BHRT and compounding. And I had come across something about Oprah Winfrey, who has talked on her programs extensively about actually bioidentical HRT, has gone through it herself. And I'd come across that previously, and here's another item that she has talked about on her website. So I wrote 75 words, maybe slightly more, and that's them there. And then I backlinked to her website. So it is important to link to her because, you know, I've referenced her, so I've backlinked to her actual website. So read Oprah's story here, and that's a standard procedure to actually backlink to somebody if you're, to give them credit for what they've done on the content side. And that's it. I mean, once that's done, it's on a blog on your website. You can then copy and paste the link, put it into Twitter, Facebook, Snapchat, all your media channels, and it's done. And that will be that post there. And I am not an expert on BHRT by even slightly. That took me 30 minutes to do, to just write that. So that's sort of the amount of time you have to take every week or every month to write those 70 words. And maybe with you guys it'll be much quicker because you obviously understand the content much better in terms of from a patient perspective. So that's your weekly social media post. So week 4, month 1 is complete, and all your setup is done, and that brings you into month 2. And there's only one goal here: expand your audience and attract new customers. That's the goal that we have for month 2. And in this month 2, then there is a suggestion, and I've heard it back from many of the members that a lot of the new scripts that you get are actually from obviously prescribing physicians, and some of you have salespeople out on the road actually meeting these physicians. So one approach would be to form partnerships. You're both, locally owned, locally operated businesses, and approach those customers, approach those physicians, and approach maybe hospitals or clinics or vets, health food shops, and ask them to partner with you to sort of co-promote each other, and in this case, the app specifically. And you can use the rack cards that are in your media kit, print them out, give them as a display in your physician's offices. And the other thing then to ask them would be if they could mention and link to your website on their website. And of course, they may request the same thing. And you're in doing that, you're linking to each other. And that's actually a very powerful thing from a Google perspective, because when people are doing searching on Google and, Google's trying to assess what's a legitimate business and how should I rank a legitimate business, it actually looks at people that are linking into your business. So Google will see that 10 physicians have link banked into your compounding pharmacy, and they'll say, well, that's a lot of credibility, and so they assign credibility to organic search for terms associated with your business. So things like BHRT, compounding pharmacy, whatever are terms you decide. So those partnerships can be very important because they are local. It gets you to co-promote, and in this case, you can co-promote the app with them. So here we are in month 2, week 1 still, and we're going to look at reposting and promoting the content on Facebook. And this is where Facebook is really starting to come into its own. So we suggest you just take the content that we've given you, that you've posted in month 1, week 1, and you upload it again, the same content, and it's okay to do that. Upload the same content onto all of your channels. This time, ask staff and friends to start sharing the post, start getting a bit of traction with the post. So get it shared, get people reading it with friends and family and staff, and even patients. Just ask them to do it. And as I said, it's not a problem to actually do this. But the difference this time in month 2, that we're going to now promote the post. And our suggestion is that you promote the post for maybe $10 for a week, even less. You can even do $1 a day. So I've tested it out, and you're going to get 200-300, depends, but 200 to 300 views based on that sort of spend. And you set your targets to fans of your Facebook page and their friends. You limit the target audience to your geographic locations and the age group you serve. And by default, this actually gets posted onto Instagram as well, or boosted on Instagram. And Facebook used the word boost to actually say promote a post. So again, I'll just go into Facebook here, and I've set some of this up. But if you play with it, it's not that difficult to do. I could press this boost post down here, and I press that boost post, and I can see different types of audiences and audiences that I've set up. So this is where the Facebook pixel comes in, where I talked about earlier on. And in this case, I've just said BHRT New York, and I've defined what an audience of BHRT New York means. So obviously it means New York City, Manhattan. I've said it's a radius of 25 miles. I said it's female, and its age category is 48 plus. And that the interests for the demographic included things like families, relationship, fitness, and health, things like that. So there's I've created that audience category. Now you can create any audience category for anything that you want to, and that's where the Facebook pixel really comes into place to allow you then to filter in or filter out people who've liked your page, filter in or filter out people who've been on your website, allow you to create similar audience to the ones that have been on your website, allows you to do that. So I'm going to just do that. I put in $1 here, a budget of $1 a day. I'm going to run the campaign for 1 day. I'm going to run it tomorrow, and it estimates that I'll reach 90 to 240 people. And that's been consistently what I've seen when I've been testing this. When I've been testing it for sort of compounding pharmacy, $1 a day spend, and you're looking at 100 to 300 actual reach with that campaign. That's enormous, and particularly if your message is really well honed and it really has resonance with your target audience. I mean, that's good value. If I were to increase the spend, let's say to $10 a day, then you get a commensurate increase by a factor of 10. But we don't suggest you do that. You know, $10 for a week is more than enough at this point in time, and based on our testing, that'll give you enough of a boost with your audience. So once you set that campaign up, you've set up the audience, you decided you want to boost that. I press boost. I'm not going to do that now, otherwise I'm going to bill my credit card. So boost that, and that's it. So I'm just going to cancel that particular promotion, because I'll be coming back to it a little bit later on. So that's how you boost them and your post. And then from there, then we suggest that the following week, so week 2, you take the video that we've given you in your media kit, and the one that you uploaded on, again, month 1, week 1, and you upload it again onto all of the channels. And again, you ask staff, family, friends, patients to share the posts with their network. And then again, in the same way as just did a couple of minutes ago, you promote your video post on Facebook and Instagram. Same way, pick $10 for 1 week and promote that particular video. And just 1 second, please. So the other area then to look at then is things like local directories. And in in your business, it's really important. Local directories can be really important because they get an awful lot of traction. Things like Yelp, depending on your market, but they get an awful lot of traction, and they rank very highly on the Google search network for a lot of key terms associated with local businesses. So add your website and your mobile app to local directories, things like Google Local or Google Business Listings, Yahoo Local, Yelp. Go into Google, and maybe there's a specialist local directory for your city. It could be a Yellow Pages, Golden Pages. Just Google that, say pharmacies in Houston, and see if there's other local directories, because they'll spring up towards the top of the rankings. And just list your information there. Your website, your address, everything about your business that they allow you to say. Most of these things are free, so it would actually be well worth doing. Then moving into month 2, week 3, again, simple thing for content, or what's driving a lot of social media really, and a lot of the digital business development is really content. So here's an idea for a simple piece of content. Get yourself onto your cell phone, have again, a very short script, 60, 70 words is roughly 30 seconds. Just take a video of yourself, a very personal thing, and upload it into all of the different channels again, and promote it. That's very informative, and people really like that, particularly for a local business. And one thing, though, to say is sound is really important on these things. If the sound is bad, people switch off. So try and make the sound as good as quality as you can. What we've done so far, we've always used either a webcam and a computer, or we've just used our cell phone or an iPad, and they're actually quite good at this point. Particularly an iPhone, iPad, the sound quality on the newer ones is really, really good. So record a 1-minute video, upload it, promote it. That's getting into your month 2, week 3. So towards the end then of month 2, we suggest that you send out an email newsletter. Share in all of your social channels that you're sending out a newsletter this week. Ask to sign up at the link on your website, and then send out the newsletter with a link to your video, a link to your competition, and a link to the app. And that's what you do in month 4. And at this point in time, you will start seeing metrics starting to drive upwards on Facebook. You definitely will start to see an improvement in metrics, an improvement in site views, an improvement in page views in Facebook. And you should see, if you have put in the email capture, you will start to see that your subscriber list is growing as well. It'll be small steps initially. It might be 5, it might be 10 people, it could be 2 or 3, but at least it's a start. And what you recommend from here is that you could just simply repeat this with new content each week and grow online. Now, the next month, so the last 30 days of the 90-day campaign, we're going to look at something slightly different in the context of Facebook. And it's a little bit, it ties into the audience targeting and really focusing in on targeting a different type of and specific audience for your actual business. So again, repost a variation of week 1's posts. Just send them out. And then there's a thing called Power Editor, which I'm going to go into in a few minutes, which enables you to turn your post into an advertisement. And based on what we did at the start on the very first couple of days, we create a target Facebook audience using the pixel that was installed on your website. And this will target anybody who's shown interest in your services because they visited your site. You can also create what's called a lookalike audience. So Facebook will calculate from its algorithm, if it's got, let's say, 200 people that visited your website and it's looked at them, then it says, look, we think there's a similar audience of 200 people that are very similar. So let's say it's, for the sake of discussion here, it's people who have interest in pets and have kids. Then it'll actually go and it'll pick a similar batch of 200 users of Facebook that have pets and kids. And it'll suggest that they're the people that you should advertise to. So this lookalike audience. Put the advert live, targeting these 2 audiences. That's the one with the pixel and the one with the lookalike audience. And again, set time for about a week, and a total of $10. And you will start to see again the same type of traction. It'll be 1, 200, 300 maybe people will be reached, but it's getting very specific because it's targeting people who have children and who have pets, and therefore would be customers for the veterinary components of your compounding pharmacy. And if we just look at how that looks in Facebook a little bit, again, I logged in earlier on, and it looks a little bit like this. So I'm going to just have a look at the posts that I have on Facebook. What you can do is you can actually take the Facebook post, and this one here I created earlier on. I call it PWRX1 was the name. I just applied that name to the post. And you can see here is I am able to create a custom audience when I'm editing the actual advertisement. And I can actually click on what's called the website traffic. It's create a list of people who visited your website or took specific actions using Facebook Pixel. And I can say, I can run different scenarios here. All website visitors, people who visited specific web pages, visitors by time spent, and so on and so forth in the past, in this case 30 days, and I can actually create that audience for that particular campaign. But more than that, I can actually link that in and say I want to create one for that they have, they visited my website in the last 30 days, they have kids, they have pets, they're interested in wellness, all those things that you wanted that would characterize somebody that would be associated with a demand or generating demand for compounded medication for a pet, and you could actually create a target audience for that particular target audience. So that's that side of it. That's that particular week, and we then go into a slightly different thing then, whereby we create a new audience on Facebook based on the information that you've collected about your customers, so things like the email or addresses. So in the same places that I just looked at, you can actually upload information associated with an audience. So it could be an email address, it could be, let's say an email address. And Facebook will triangulate that information and assess, does that actual person exist and have a Facebook account? And if they do, then they actually become a target audience for you. And if they don't, they just scrap it and it doesn't appear. But if they are in Facebook, then they can become a target audience for you. That's why, it becomes increasingly important to actually grab these email addresses from people. And furthermore, let's say for the sake of argument, in this 90-day campaign, you have 100 people that are giving you an email address during this campaign. Then once you upload that on Facebook, you can create a lookalike audience, and you can, so therefore you can double it. So you can say there's 100 people who have that I know have expressed an interest, and here's another people who are Facebook reckons are lookalike, and you can advertise to them. So that would be then the second week in month 3 would be actually to advertise to the people who've actually subscribed to your lists, and do that. And again, it's the same thing. If I just have a look here in Facebook, I'm going to go back, and you see here you can just press, same idea, press the customer file, add customers from your own file or copy and paste, import from MailChimp. But here you can just actually set them up as a CSV file, which, in Excel you can just save as CSV, and then you can just upload the file. And then you create an audience list, and it could be kids plus animals. And that's it. That's your audience that's created for that particular advertising campaign. And again, $10. Don't be spending much more than that. You don't need to. Based on our analysis so far, it's not necessary. Press advertising, there's probably still some space for it, but we do know members who've used press advertising and it hasn't been that effective. Probably better off if you're going to run some local magazine advertising that's very specific with a very specific objective, and it's run over a period of time. Like, it might be, rather than trying to promote the business or promote the app, it might be actually collecting email addresses. Send us in your email address to, new customers at compoundingpharmacy.com. And, if you have their email address, then you can start giving them offers, or you can hook it into your Facebook campaigns. So that might be a reason to do that. It would be more that you advertise locally with a very specific objective in mind. It might be worth considering. And then, of course, if, again, in month 3, week 3, promote a new post. This week we will create a new audience for your potential customer visit, including competitors. So you may want to do that. Another post, one of the posts that you have, the 75-word post that I did for Oprah Winfrey, for example, that continuation of that, promote that post. And again, in that particular scenario, it was about BHRT. It's a different custom audience. Maybe it's not kids and animals for veterinary, but rather it is people who are approaching menopause that might be interested in BHRT. Different audience category, and that allows you to do that and promote that post. Say that we did linked into Oprah Winfrey earlier on. You could also run a co-promotion with your partner. You go back to your partner from the second month and run an offer or a co-promotion competition. You could have, things like I've seen them at trade shows all the time. You could have things where, a bowl where you collect business cards for a free script or a special offer or a competition win or something. And you could do things like that. It's very common for people to actually throw their business card into a bowl like that. And once they do it, they've opted in. And of course, if you're doing it with a couple of partners, you can share the cost of the promotional activity. One area not to miss, but it's a topic in and of itself. It's local influencers and new posts. In preparation for this, I spent a little bit of time looking at some local influencers. A local influencer is basically somebody who writes blogs associated with content that might be of interest to your patients. So it could be someone who writes a blog about, animals and pets, or somebody who writes a blog about other types of content a typical consumer might be interested in looking at. And if you can, get into you can get into one of those people, but typically you sort of have to pay some of them, and they might be able to target your audience. Now, I did Google some influencers earlier on the veterinary space, and I was able to see these primary URLs for people who blog about content related to animals and pets, and these were I think it's top 40 odd. influencers in the US around this area. So it would be worth going to them. And again, it might be something that you consider. It could be worth going to them. Typically, they want to get some sort of reciprocal payment agreement, but then they would sort of put your services out there in front of a much bigger audience. But a topic in and of itself, because there's a whole lot of software to help you do that. I downloaded one earlier on from Group High was an example of it, and that's where I got the top 40 list of pet influencers from Group High. What Group High does is it helps you to find influencers in an industry segment and to target them. Just to finish up then, on the last month, so month 4, week 4, promote to patients who've downloaded the app. So you've done all the hard work of getting patients to download the app, and so patients have it, but equally patients have to start using it. And so what we've heard is very successful from a lot of members to move the dial, both with downloads and with usage, is to actually give them a promotion, such as we've got a 5% discount or 10% discount on the first script or the second script or whatever it's going to be, whatever your promotion you want it to be. You log into the RX Mobility Pharmacy portal, you click on messages, and you send a promotional push message. So log in here to RX Mobility. I'm going to submit that. When you log into the portal, and I'll put in my code. I'll submit that. All right, and go to my page. So these are all the scripts. This is all dummy data, so there's no PHI in here. If I just go to messages, then everybody who has RX Mobility has this particular feature. It's the marketing module under messages. If you send out a message here, it actually goes to everybody who's downloaded the app. So again, I've just created something here. For example, here. And I'm just going to send that into the actual messages here. So press add messages, and so there it is. Get a 10% discount for your first refill from a new mobile app. Open our app, enter the script number and date of birth. That's it. Publish that. It gets sent out to everybody automatically. And we have found that is actually a really good thing to do. And that is something that's driving a lot of traction with a number of the members. So by that stage, you've actually completed the plan. You've gone through a 90-day plan, so a 12-week plan to promote the app. But you can really see it's not just about that. I've used the app as content, but it's about promoting your business using online channels. And but if you follow that sequence of steps, and it has been thought out, the whole plan has been thought out by an expert. He's written it for us, and I'll be able to follow through on everybody who's joined on this webinar with a checklist for you next week. And if you follow that plan, then it will start to drive engagement, and it will start to drive traffic to your site, traffic to your Facebook page, and ultimately it will start to build business for your compounding pharmacy. Need any help on this? Just come back to me. You can get me Des at rxmobilityapp.com. So if there's no other questions, then I will sign off, and thank you very much for your time. Thank you. Bye-bye.